Stop trying to be like the Machiavellian path to respect. There's a silent addiction destroying more lives than failure ever could. It isn't greed. It isn't fear. It isn't even weakness. It's the desperate need to be accepted. Every morning, without realizing it, you wear a mask designed to make other people comfortable. You laugh at jokes you don't find funny. You stay quiet when something bothers you. You agree with opinions you secretly reject, not because you believe them, but because you're terrified of what might happen if people stop liking you. Somewhere along the way, you were taught that peace comes from pleasing everyone around you. But look closely at your own life. Has pleasing people brought you peace? Or has it only made you invisible? The people who constantly sacrifice themselves for approval rarely become respected. They become expected. Their kindness becomes an obligation. Their generosity becomes routine. Their availability becomes something others assume will never disappear. And eventually, people stop appreciating what is always there. This is one of the oldest laws of human nature. What costs nothing is rarely valued. Niccolo Machiavelli understood this centuries before modern psychology existed. He observed something most people spend their entire lives refusing to accept. People admire strength long before they admire kindness, because kindness without strength is often mistaken for weakness. Real respect is never given to the person who desperately asks for it. It is given to the person who could survive without it. Today, we're going to dismantle one of the most dangerous beliefs you've ever accepted, that being liked should be your highest priority, because the truth is far darker. Every time you betray yourself just to keep someone comfortable, you teach them exactly how little your boundaries matter. Every unnecessary apology, every forced smile, every fake agreement becomes another brick in the prison you build around your own identity. And eventually, you forget who you actually are. The hidden prison of approval. The desire for approval rarely begins in adulthood. It begins much earlier. As children, many of us discover that love often came with conditions. Be quiet. Be helpful. Don't argue. Don't disappoint anyone. Little by little, we learned that acceptance depended on our behavior rather than our authenticity. So we adapted. We became experts at reading rooms, experts at sensing tension, experts at making ourselves smaller. Whenever someone else's emotions became uncomfortable, people called it maturity, but often it was survival. Years later, that same survival strategy follows us into every relationship. At work, in friendships, in love, we become emotional shapeshifters, always adjusting, always accommodating, always asking ourselves, what do they want me to be? Instead of asking the only question that truly matters, who am I becoming? Machiavelli understood something brutal about human behavior. Most people act according to their own interests first, not because they're evil, because that's how human beings naturally survive. The moment your usefulness disappears, many relationships quietly begin to fade. That's why building your identity around pleasing others is so dangerous. You're placing your happiness inside people whose priorities constantly change. One compliment lifts your mood. One criticism destroys it. One delayed reply creates anxiety. One disagreement feels like rejection. At that point, you are no longer living freely. You've handed strangers the keys to your emotional life. And the worst part, most of them don't even realize they're holding them. Real freedom begins the day you stop asking the world for permission to exist. Respect begins where approval ends. Imagine two people entering the same room. The first spends every minute trying to impress everyone, talking constantly, explaining every opinion, laughing at every joke, agreeing with everything. The second speaks only when necessary, listens carefully, disagrees respectfully, leaves when their time is wasted. Who leaves the stronger impression? Confidence isn't created by speaking louder. It's created by needing less validation. People instinctively trust individuals who appear comfortable with disagreement, because disagreement signals independence. Approval-seeking signals dependence. This is why boundaries are so powerful. Every boundary sends one silent message. My self-respect is not negotiable, and surprisingly, healthy people admire that. Only those who benefit from your lack of boundaries become angry when you finally create them. That's a lesson worth remembering. Because not everyone who dislikes your boundaries actually dislikes you. Sometimes, they simply miss having access to the version of you that never said no. The power of scarcity. There is a strange law that governs almost everything people desire. The less available it becomes, the more valuable it appears. Think about the things people chase. Luxury watches, rare art, limited editions, even opportunities. Their value doesn't come only from quality. It comes from scarcity. Human psychology has always respected what cannot be easily obtained. Yet most people treat their own attention as if it has no value at all. They're available every hour. Every text receives an instant reply. Every invitation gets an immediate yes. Every favor becomes automatic. Every request receives their time. And then they wonder why no one appreciates them. Because familiarity slowly erases value. When people know they can always have your attention, they stop respecting it. Machiavelli understood that rulers who were constantly available eventually became ordinary. Power requires distance. Not because distance creates arrogance, but because distance creates importance. This doesn't mean disappearing from everyone's life. It means becoming intentional. Stop responding the moment your phone vibrates. Not to play games, but because your life deserves your full attention before someone else's convenience. Stop interrupting your own priorities every time another person calls your name. Every unnecessary interruption teaches your mind one dangerous lesson. My life comes second. Successful people protect their time because they understand something most never learn. Time isn't money. Money can return. Time never does. The moment you begin guarding your attention, people begin noticing its value. Not because you become cold, because you become selective. And selective people naturally command respect. Your no doesn't need a defense. There is one word that reveals how much someone respects themselves. No, such a small word. Yet for many people, it feels almost impossible to say. Instead, they say, I wish I could. I'm really sorry. Maybe another time. I'll try. Anything except a clear answer. Why? Because they fear disappointing people. But disappointment isn't always a problem. Sometimes it's the price of honesty. Every time you explain your boundaries for 5 minutes, you're unconsciously asking someone else to approve them. You say, I can't because I'm tired. Immediately they offer another solution. I can't because I'm busy. They find another schedule. The conversation becomes a negotiation, not because your boundary was unreasonable, because your explanation invited negotiation. Powerful people understand a different principle. A decision spoken with calm certainty needs no courtroom. It simply exists. I'm unavailable. That won't work for me. I decided not to. Then silence. No anger. No guilt. No apology. Just certainty. At first this feels uncomfortable. Your mind will scream. They'll think I'm rude. Maybe some people will. But those who truly respect you will simply adjust. Because confident people don't expect others to abandon themselves just to keep everyone happy. They respect clarity. Confusion creates conflict. Clarity creates respect. Silence is stronger than reaction. Modern society rewards constant reaction. Someone insults you, react immediately. Someone criticizes you, defend yourself instantly. Someone misunderstands you, explain everything. But emotional discipline follows a completely different path. The strongest person in the room is rarely the fastest to react. They observe first. They breathe. They think. Only then do they decide whether response is even necessary. Machiavelli believed that revealing too much emotion gives away your position, because every visible reaction becomes information others can use. Imagine someone insults you expecting anger. Instead, you simply look at them calmly. No panic, no argument, no emotional explosion, just quiet confidence. Suddenly the balance shifts. Now they're wondering what you're thinking. They're searching your face for answers. The person who expected to control your emotions ends up questioning their own. This isn't about pretending not to care. It's about refusing to let someone else decide how you feel. Emotional control isn't emotional suppression. It's emotional leadership. You become the person who decides when your emotions deserve expression, instead of allowing every situation to control you. Because once people realize they cannot manipulate your reactions, they stop trying.